Hi folks, this is Mark again from FamilyFunScuba&Snorkel, and this is a video what I'll call Boat Dive 2. In the previous video we covered a lot of different areas, but I wanted to just finish it up with a little shorter video about a few things that we find very necessary here at FamilyFunScuba&Snorkel, as well as just in general in our opinion. The first one is the current. Be aware of the current. When you're finally in a place where you're going to be diving, most times, unless it's a drift dive, you'll be starting your dive into the current. So be aware of that, know where it is, know how it's flowing, maybe even notice if the current's a little quick. The captain should be able to tell you very simply how the current's moving in correspondence to a wreck or a reef or even to the land. Another thing I always do is I always shoot an azimuth with my compass so I know which general direction I'm going, and that gives me a great peace of mind that I know in general which way I have to come back no matter what. I also notice which way land is if need be, if it's close by, that is, so that it's a great bearing for me, and I can also use the topography of the bottom to help me be able to navigate my way back, especially the sand, how it leaves the lines that are parallel to the shore. So in boat diving, current, really good thing to know. When you do first jump in the water, you have to be careful. We're all shuffling up or we're all diving backwards into the water. Rule number one, make sure you have all your gear with you, as I previously mentioned. And it's that little shame where you're like, oh, can you get that for me? So make sure you have all the gear and things that you'll need underwater. As a little reminder what you might need a flashlight, you may need your camera, you may even forget your mask on the tank next to you. So just make sure you got all your stuff ready to go. Check, double check, 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 check. So before we jump in the water, we want to make sure, of course, our air is on. Our BC has some air in it as well. And a good dive master will check that for you. But when entering, make sure there's no one directly below you. Nothing stinks more than having some knucklehead jump on top of you, or you jumping on top of them and you get the title knucklehead. So make sure the area is clear before you jump in. Again, make sure your fingers are on your mask, your hand is on your regulator, and your left hand is on your SPG or computer. Do that nice giant stride. Remember, no hopping. We're not little crows. It's a giant stride. Another word for stride is a step. Look out in the horizon. Take that nice long step. When we're underwater and we're taking some photography or videography, make sure that that's all you're taking from there. The old saying is, the only thing we leave is bubbles and the only thing we take is photos. So get some great photos, get some great videos, bring those memories back with you. But more so, make sure you don't take anything with you. Leave it for the next person to look at. Let them be able to enjoy it just as nicely as you did. Make sure your batteries are charged up, your lights are good to go. When you hit the water, if you got a selfie stick, make sure you got a wrist lanyard on that and or the camera. So just make sure you're prepared, you got your red lens, everything's good to go. And when you come back on the boat, make sure that you put cameras in the camera dunk tank and not with the masks. Moving on, know your boat's name and know what it looks like. I've seen people in the past come up on the wrong boat. A lot of times in great dive sites there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 boats. The last thing you want to do is pop up like a seal, look around, and oh wow, it's not my boat, and then have to go search for yours and look around. I've seen people before get on the wrong boat and then they've got the ride of shame over to the other boat. So make sure you know the name of your boat, what it looks like, and know what your crew looks like. This can be really helpful in in locating where you should be coming up and avoiding the ride of shame. Make sure the crew knows that you are on board. Crew should be saying your name, making sure that you are on board. Don't answer for other people. You can't do that. That person needs to sound off for themselves and make sure that there's accountability. If you've got a crew that doesn't take down your name and call you off the roster, one, that's not who you want to be diving with, and two, that's just shady and somebody needs to be talked to. As a PADI dive professional, I would definitely talk to those people about getting that done for responsibility issues. Last but not least, I want to talk about other divers. When you're partnered up with other divers and you're around other divers, you need to be conscientious of them. Why? Well, if they're your partner and or they're just another diver bystander on the boat, we all want everybody to be safe. So make sure you're looking around and noticing if a person is really nervous, if they've got those big eyes, if they're sullen, if they're over talkative, a little shortness of breath, just, you know, out of the norm for you know, a human or a diver that should be okay in a situation. They may be diving in an area and felt pressured into it because that's where everybody else wanted to go, and it's kind of above their skill level. So that can really cause nervousness, and as it should. This is a great time to bring up classes. PADI has some fantastic classes, anything from which we were talking about before, photography or navigation, to boat diving itself, or deep diving, wreck diving, drift diving. These people should be prepared before they do this and take these classes, and we do offer all of those classes. It's just very wise to know what you're doing before you get in the water. It would be like knowing how to drive a car and then somebody asking you to drive a semi-truck. Yes, you understand the basic premise of what's going on, but clearly it's a different situation. So all in all, guys, here's our two sections on boat diving. Please feel free to call us or contact us in any manner, anytime. Our email is info@FamilyFunScuba.com, or you can call 406-601-1199 or 406-860-2590. We're located at 1841 Grand Avenue here in Billings, Montana. Yes, people do scuba dive in Montana, and there's plenty of places to go. But yes, we also go to saltwater as well. So thanks so much for paying attention and being here with us. And make it a great day. Pool's open. Time to turn this thing off.